Why do I not see anything on the preview? I think we're live now. Hey, what's up, everyone? All right, let me make sure my mic volume is good. All right, I think that's good. What's up? What's up? And then let me get some music going here. How's everyone doing? Happy Wednesday. We're doing the green screen today. I love this thing. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, let's see. If we go to the browser. Yeah, like, whoa, it just makes the background disappear. Oh, I'm having too much fun with this. All right, so let's get some stream beats going. I like the chip too. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. If I just blasted your ear holes, I apologize. Hey, what's up, Nathan Tasker? Hello. Yeah, so we had a bunch of people in the pre-stream. People just hanging out, chilling. You blew up myself. Yeah. So when I play music for the stream, it's just playing through VLC player, which is also my video player. So when I'm watching reference clips for like my videos I'm editing, I play it at normal volume. But music comes through there very loud for whatever reason. So yeah, apologies for that. But then we have this setup now. What else? Oh. I had a call just before stream, and it literally lasted till like 1 minute before stream, so that's why I ran like a few seconds late getting started. But so there's been Computex announcements and stuff. We can talk a little about that. But I wanted to change it up today, and I wanted to check out the PC Master Race subreddit. It's a subreddit I used to go to a lot, but I kind of I don't go on Reddit too often nowadays. So I wanted to just check out what was in there, maybe look at some memes and stuff, and then just talk about stuff with you all. Get your opinions on things. Graphics cards, would do a quick look at graphics card pricing and things like that. But right now, everything is priced really well. So we don't have to spend too much time on that. Like right now, feels like such a good time to build a computer with all brand new parts. A lot of things are priced very well. You can argue that a lot of the cards' MSRPs should not be what they are, but you know what? We're 2 years through a pandemic now. The prices are just higher in general. But for $1,000, you can build a pretty solid PC right now. Is the audio low? Which audio? I can turn up the mic a little bit. Let me see. Test 1, 2. Bop, 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 bop. Yeah, I don't think. Let me look at my filters. Limiter. I'll turn it up so I can go up to a little bit louder, but. Okay. I need to grab my. Oh, I have my tablet right here. For my touch portal. Jason, by the way, I know you're talking about a Steam Deck. Have you looked into touch portal? This is what Coalition Gaming Chris told me about, but this lets me change my what the? Not connect. Great. Technical difficulties on stream when I'm trying to show something off here. But yeah, touch portal is like, you can do it on your phone, and it's like a Steam Deck. NVIDIA CEO, we are gearing up the largest wave of new products in our history with new GPU, CPU, DPU, and robotics processors. And let's see, on the earnings call today for NVIDIA. So I've not been keeping up with that news. Is there a good summary on like from WCCF Tech or any of those other outlets? Touch portal, why are you doing this to me? Yeah, so wasn't that one of so I was not able to watch the NVIDIA Computex thing live. That was last night, right? But weren't they didn't give any new information with regards to graphics cards, which is any new information, which is what a lot of people cared about. But they were talking about things like the 500 hertz monitor, which that is a little bit ridiculous in my opinion. But then again, I have old man eyes now. I don't think I can notice anything really past probably 165, maybe in the 200 hertz range. Give me one second. I have a late start today, so I'm still getting things set up on stream behind the scenes right now, trying to get all my devices working. Yeah, 1080p. Like so in terms of what you all have in chat, like what refresh rate monitors do you have right now? I'm personally on my main monitor. It's an ultra wide 1440p monitor, but it is 144 hertz. I don't like feel like I need anything that much higher end than that. Like I don't think I need to push like 165 or 240 or anything. I'm perfectly happy with 144 on this resolution and the ultra wide aspect of it. But like, what does everyone else out there have? So you got 144, 165 is your limit, 144. Yeah, Kevin, me and you have like the exact same specs monitor. Mine is the Acer one that Costco had on sale like 2 years ago. Alright. Okay, here we go. Alright, Jason, this is what I was talking about. So this is basically like the Steam Deck where I can switch between. And you can have a bunch of buttons and stuff too. And Chris from Coalition Gaming, he actually has like multiple videos going over this, I think. But yeah, this is like, I don't know, this tablet is probably worth like 40 bucks now, if not less. This is the second Nexus 7 tablet that I'm using as a Steam Deck replacement. But yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Shauner has 144. Nathan Tashka has 75 hertz. Vixen has 60 hertz. So, honestly, if I had to, I could game on 60 hertz and I wouldn't complain too much. I think just being able to game in general is what makes me happy. All the extra bells and whistles isn't really like super necessary when it comes down to it. Oh yeah, so let's do, where's that media source at? Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Kevin. Dreller Gaming. Jason from Dreller Gaming actually just got his Steam Deck. So, congrats on that, Jason, on that pickup from Death Tech on Jawa. Yeah, so everybody in the chat right now, it looks like 144 hertz is the most common. Like none of my viewers are hardcore enough to have like 240, 360 hertz monitors. Craig Lilly has a measly 75 hertz. Honestly, if I had to choose between a 1440p ultra wide monitor at 75 hertz or like a 16:9 aspect ratio at 144 hertz, I would choose the ultra wide. I actually used the ultra wide 60 hertz for many years until my wife got me this monitor, so it's not horrible. Death has a moving sale going on, so your Jawa look today we extra dominated. Death, did he post all his stuff on Jawa? He already has good prices usually, but if it's on extra sale because he's moving out of the state, out of Colorado, then yeah. Oh yeah, Kevin Go. So I'll pin that deal. I do not have any. Wait, the Gigabyte Aorus Z690i, $150 is back ordered. We can take a look at this on Newegg right now while we're just chilling. But this is a crazy low price for. Let me make myself smaller. Why am I so big? Here we go. That's better. Yeah, so for a Z690 ITX board, DDR4, yeah, 150, crazy. No wonder it's back ordered. It's too good of a deal. Jason has a 120 hertz. What's the point of anything higher? Yeah. If I had a higher end monitor, I would love to do one of those like blind tests. That's what they should have at the next LTX. They should have a blind test booth of like different monitors for people to try and try to guess which one's how many hertz, just to see what like the average typical user can see. Because I think when Linus did a video on it, he brought in like pro CS:GO or like pro esports players, right? And of course they're gonna notice. That's what they do for a living. But for a typical person, I don't know. 144, even 120 seems like good enough. But maybe we're just casuals. Alright, so we're about 10 minutes in the stream now. So I want to give a quick shout out to the channel members. We did have some new ones. Yo, Drew, if you're watching, I saw you joined when the stream wasn't on a few days ago. But don't worry, I got your notification. Thank you for joining the channel membership, Drew. I appreciate it. As well as, man, I'm about to just play all the ones that since last week. Yeah, we'll do that just to show appreciation to everybody who does have membership. So I'll start doing this from now on. I can play it back even if your membership renews off stream. So we're going to get a bunch of these. I'm sorry, it's going to be a little bit annoying, but I also love the dancing avatar with the little chiptune step from Jan's music. So yeah, we're going to let those play for a little bit while I continue to hang out with chat. Chandra says, I heard the catch for the Z690 is the PCIe times 16 slot. It's running at Gen 3. Whoa! That's interesting. Let's take a look. Ultra. That would be a pretty big thing. Let me know if that sound starts getting annoying. I'm sorry. I can't stop it now. I pressed all the refreshes and it's just in queue. Okay, so let's take a look at this motherboard. Linus also did a video where most people could not tell between the higher rates and a 144. Yeah, I mean, that's what I would have guessed. I don't remember that video, but let's see. Gotta accept the cookie. So let's take a look at this. PCIe. Okay, that's the NVMe. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the same one, right? Ultra, yeah. So, according to this is supposedly a PCIe 5.0, but what you're saying, Shauner, is that this is wrong. People have tested it. Here, let me zoom in, because oh, I can't zoom in. It's one of these websites. No! I can't zoom in. It's one of these scrolly, yeah. Okay, but it does say it's PCIe 5.0. Let me see, where's the specs? Oh, specifications. Here we go. Should be able to scroll on this page. Okay, so let's take a look at PCI expansion 16. Yeah, common conform PCI Express 5.0 is what it says here. But yeah, maybe we need to do some more research on that. we got a few more to go. Just a couple more. Yeah. Oh yeah, true. I could have used the Windows magnifying glass, but we found it right here. That kind of sucks. I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's just a BIOS thing or if it's actually a hardware thing. Alright, so... the person I heard it from in Discord is smart, but could be wrong. Yeah, I wonder, I mean, if this was a bigger thing, let's see, PCI 3.0. Gigabyte issued recall on Z690i Aorus Ultra motherboards. There's a fundamental problem. I mean, there's a non-tech, very, very reputable outlet here. Issue on it, okay. Numerous users experiencing compatibility crashes when using PCIe 4.0 graphics cards. Full slot length. Gigabyte opened up a special return space specifically for those customers. Aha. Interesting. Interesting. When was this article written? May 16th. So this was within the last week. Okay, so keep in mind, but it sounds like it's not all users. It's just some. I wonder if it's all Gen 4 users. Raven Young says, nice to be seeing you the other day. What's up, Raven? Raven is also from the Java Discord. Yeah, we have a lot of Java fam here. We got Shauner, we got Raven, we got Drebler, aka Jason, as well as a few others. Let's see. Okay, so is anyone having trouble building a PC right now in terms of like finding parts to fit within their budget? And if so, is it because your budget is not large enough? Someone got a link to the Java Discord. I do not off the top, but I'm sure someone else here probably does. Do I prefer minimalistic over overkill RGB? Yeah, I do like when every time I do like a completely blacked out stealth build. One is because cable management is like way easier when you don't have RGB, but I also like it because I don't know, it's nice to just get away from all the what they call unicorn puke, even all the LEDs once in a while. I do have a project coming up though for someone else where it's gonna be like overkill, but we're gonna set all the LEDs to like a similar color, and it's gonna be a white build. So I'm half and half. Yeah, Shauner. I mean, I would imagine that's a lot of people. Like, I feel like me, Zach, Ozzy, the rest of the tech fam, we have a lot of overlapping viewers. So yeah, I would not be surprised by that. Shane Eslick says, my current budget for a PC is 0 AUD. Car needs some love. Definitely. If you have a working PC, that's the first like PC Master Race post that was actually on the thumbnail. Stop spending money on your PC when it already has good enough performance and spend it on other more important aspects of your life, including either investments, savings accounts, if you own a house, ways to improve that, yeah, your own health, workout equipment. I don't know, like there gets to a point where you don't need any more PC upgrades, and throwing money at it just gives you very short-term like fulfillment or happiness. And then it just becomes the thing that sits in the corner of your eye afterwards. You have a white build. Which Bit Phoenix case is Shauner? Is it the cool one with the handles? I forgot which one that was called, but I wish Bit Phoenix would redesign that case and actually give it an overhaul and not just add a tempered glass side panel to it and call it like a new case. But all right, let's do a quick. We got to look at EVGA, Bstock, because they're the only place that has RTX 3050s for reasonable prices. So let's see what EVGA has for us this week. We're gonna look at Bstock as well as their new stuff, but let me zoom out real quick. We're kind of zoomed in here. All right, so we have all the typical stuff. Yeah, we've been seeing these power supplies, 600 GD for 30 bucks in the previous weeks. But we go down to graphics cards. They have X299 motherboards as well. Those are a little bit more specialty. 270. This is for the higher clocked one, which honestly, this isn't bad. I've received dead graphics cards from Bstock in the past. They were, I believe, which were they? I think they were 970s, either 970s or 780 Ti's, and EVJ didn't have any to give me as a return, so they gave me GTX 1060s instead. So if you buy a Bstock graphics card and it's dead, I guess in this case, because these are still new, you probably will get a 350 back. But this isn't a bad price at all, honestly, because you are getting the slightly higher end model for only 20 bucks over the MSRP. And again, there's nothing under 300 bucks that really competes with this. Like, you're looking at 330 for the RX 6600 at least, right? Maybe less with like a rebate or on a sale, but yeah, in the 250-ish price point, there's nothing to compete with that. But if we keep going down, we have EVJ smoking some crack, thinking this is worth only 270, and then putting a 2060, not even a super, for 290. EVJ and some of their older cards, they're smoking something. 300 for this card. I mean, I know it's a smaller ITX card, but still. Here's a 2060 for 300. Yeah, so at this point, it's not worth it to get anything previous gen from EVGA. It's looking like. Like, yeah, what? Come on. Here's a 270 for 330. Yeah. Shane, yeah, sorry, this is only in the US. We got 3070s here for 600 bucks. You can get a brand new like Gigabyte Eagle one for that much. But I don't know, the For the Win, or this isn't For the Win one. This is XC3 Ultra, but yeah, these EVGA coolers are pretty sleek. This one's 670. You forgot about midweek last night. Hurts to see all the good deals. What did they get, Shauner? I didn't see, because I'm not... Honestly, I don't go on Build a PC sales as much on my off time anymore, because prices for a lot of things are pretty stable. So unless you're looking for like a super, super good deal, you can find things at like almost any day of the week without too much issue. Don't tempt me to upgrade your 2060 Super. I mean, the next upgrade for me that would make sense for that would be... It would have to be both the generational upgrade and like a tier upgrade. So you would need to not only go to 3000 series, but also a 70 card. So you would need to go to at least a $600 card in the 3070. They had 360s on Bstock for 370. Yeah, those are gone. Because for some reason, NVIDIA cards are still holding that premium, baby. Alright, let's look at a brand new card, see what they have. 3000 series graphics, 30 series. Alright. You can't get the 250, 3050 here, but you can get the 330 version here. And then they have 3060s for 400. You can actually add this to cart. Not bad considering the Bstock ones were going for $30 less. I mean, I still wouldn't pick this over a 6600 XT performance-wise, but given the, you know, past prices were $430, not bad. Just needs to keep coming down slowly. Best deal around right now is the $380 6600 XT, and that's the one. Is that the one with the rebate? I saw that was on Amazon like the last week or two. Johnner says, I know a guy that got a 1070 for 160, but said there were good deals. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the 1070s have been dropping in price. I was just talking with Jason from Drebler about this recently, as well as Tech by Matt. Tech by Matt picked one up on eBay for 150 or 160, but that was through bid. If you go buy it now on eBay, 1070s are sitting at 200 right now. But if Bstock had it for like 160, 170, that's a very good price. Because I hold Bstock in way higher regards than eBay does, because they have the 1-year warranty with it. There were 2080 Supers for 400 bucks. Waddy 14. Honestly, my current PC is fine. But I need a couple of SSDs. It's hard to know whether or not. What's your PC, Waddy? It's going to be your motherboard and chipset that's going to tell us what you can put in it. But if you need SSDs, you can always go with the safe option of 2.5-inch SATA drives, because that's going to work with any system. And honestly, it's not that much slower when it comes to game and Windows boot times. But the NVMe drives are just nice, or M.2 SATA drives are pretty nice, just to not have to deal with that cable management. Though a lot of motherboards are limited to only like 1 to 2 M.2 slots. So whereas SATA, usually you have anywhere from like 4 to 6 typically. Okay, so let's look over on Newegg. Memorial Day sale, deals up to 55% off. Whoa. Yeah, we've been seeing 6700 XTs for 500, so nothing too special here. You have a Dell Optiplex 7020? Uh-oh. Yeah, so what were even in those? Yeah. Okay, so if it's one of these ones, I don't think they made motherboards. I've never seen a Dell Optiplex that came in this case, because they have a lot of different Optiplex that do have this generic case, like the 790, the 600 series, 700 series, as well as the 7000 series apparently. Yeah, I've not seen any Dell motherboards that went into one of these cases that has like an M.2 slot. So it looks like you might be stuck with SATA drives for your upgrade. Yeah, an older system indeed. But hey, if it works. For the aesthetic gods, okay, let's look at what is it? RGB Streamer V1? Is that what it's called? Streamer. I was almost gonna put this in the project build that I have coming up. Huh? Streamer extensions. Alright, so the V1. Wow. So here's the V2, 69, nice, 99. And then we have one for $24.99. What is the difference between the two? And for those of you who didn't know, the streamer, how do you say this word? Why is one of this in dark mode and this one not in dark mode? What is going on here, Newegg? Why you do this to me? That's not right. For some reason, Newegg wants to do one in dark mode and one in light mode. But yeah, for those of you that did not know, the streamers are just tubes of RGB lights on top of actual cables. It doesn't replace the cable itself. So then you have 3 layers. Here's a good side shot of it. So you have your normal 24 cables here, or wires, and then you have the set of 12 on top of it. So yeah. But dude, 25 bucks. This is pretty cheap. It's almost like a third of the price of the new version. Link that. Yeah, let me get a link for this. Give me 1 second. All right, so let's see. Thanks for that, Jason. Let's see, $25 streamer cables. I have the original streamers. I feel like I'm butchering the name this entire time. They're just tough to train and they look in my system. Yeah, so I saw a video. There's like Lee has a video that you have to like do to kind of pre-curve or pre-bend them, because I mean, you already have to do that with normal extension cables, but this being a little bit more rigid on the RGB tubes, yeah, you have to force the curve in first before you actually install it. All right, Don always says Dell Optiplex for the 4790 non-K with 1070 up for grabs in case or out of case. Wait, what? Just the WD blue. Okay. Oh, is that? Wait, Don always, are you answering someone else's question, or did you just say that randomly? I don't know the context. Oh, you're asking how much it's worth? $47.90. Okay. It's the OEM motherboard. That's the only thing that's tough about it, even though you did put it in a different case. Yeah, I would say anywhere from 400. I mean, if you're doing it for a flip, the performance of that isn't that bad. A 4790 with a 1070, that gives pretty solid 1080p performance actually. So you could probably get, I would think, up to like 450 if you're trying to make a profit on top of your flip. But yeah, I think it depends on your area too. If you have a lot of other people who are building systems and selling and it's more competitive, then you definitely have to lower the price, probably closer to what Jason Drebler Gaming says. But if you're trying to like push a little bit more, like list it for 450, let it sit for a week. If it doesn't move, then drop it by like $25 increments. Okay, so let's see. So I wasn't planning on going to Jawa this week just because hey, they put, I didn't know they had this picture here. I wasn't planning to go on this week because I don't think many people are looking for builds, and then the parts selection from Jawa isn't that great. But they did have a new newsletter out for Asian American Pacific Islander month, so that was pretty cool for them to showcase members of the community who have like storefronts here. But I want to see what Death is selling actually. See if I need to pick anything up. So let's see. Apparently he listed a bunch of things because he's moving and he has to get rid of a lot of stuff. He has a gaming phone up, brass tubing special, $4,000 bill, way too much. This, oh my goodness, okay. Like, I'm not showcasing builds tonight. This is me looking for my own, like, if I need to pick anything up. But I feel like I've already given Death Tech enough publicity. But a 3060 build with for $900, that's really good value. Of course, he had to, do things to lower the price with this SSD. Not preferred, but still, a 10400 and a 3060 system. Oh my goodness, this is, yeah, Death with the deals. But does he? Oh, he only has builds out, no individual hardware, which would be what I need to pick up, and then like a $1,000 PC. So. Yeah, he actually has more high-end systems up. $3,900, $1,400, $2,000, $2,600, and then here's a Lee. Oh, which case is this? Is this the? Oh nope, never mind. I thought it was the TU-150 lookalike. But okay. Yeah, we're not gonna spend too much time on Jawa tonight. But this build, if you need a build, I'm pretty sure you're not gonna find a $900 build that can match these specs. Right here, so go find that on Death if you need to buy a build right now. Yeah, it's mostly cuts on builds. Yeah, that makes sense because then he can move, like, it's less trips to like the UPS and USPS, and it's moving the most amount of parts at one given time. Instead of selling 8 individual parts, you can do it all in one build. So yeah, that makes sense. You have to pay the Jawa fee, Shauner. Yeah. Yeah, no under the table deals. Okay, so let's see. We still have some time left. I'm curious how much RTX 3050s are going for on Newegg though. Is because like for the last few weeks, EVGA has been the only place where you can get a reasonably priced 3050. And it looks like that is still the case because the lowest price one here is $330. But let's just look at AMD RX 6000. Hopefully just putting RX 6000 works to bring up the cards. I need to sort it better. AMD, exactly. Jason's favorite. I mean, would it be correct to say that if you're going AMD, you're going Goblin mode? Is that a good correlation? It's like, I'm going AMD. I guess we're just going Goblin mode. Alright, so we got, yeah, 6600 still going for 330. We'd love to see it. I mean, we would love to see it at 300 bucks, but you know what? I'll take this. You can fit this in a $1,000 build. Easy. Let's see. And then the 6600 XT, we start seeing them around the $390 price point. Actually, this same one, the Speedster, I swear we've seen it for the last 2 weeks. Except no rebate, actually. I think the other ones had rebate. So yeah, dude, this XFX card, so clean looking. Look at this. It's like black with a hint of silver. Mainly the heat fins are the silver part, but man, yeah, this is a very clean card. Okay. Now we're gonna take a look at PCMR. Do y'all browse PCMR often? Do you browse PCMR subreddit frequently? Wonder how many people have already seen all these. I just ran a poll. How many Redditors in here? So yeah, we're just gonna keep it on the hot, and we're gonna take a look at what they have today. Yes, okay. Kuya Isaac. You can wait. Is there a site where you can put it in and tell me if they're compatible? Yeah, that's what PC Part Picker is. No, I don't. You don't use Reddit at all. Is there a reason, Shauner? Especially for like, I know. So Reddit can be very polarizing, especially if you go on like world news or like politics and stuff. But PCMR, I would like to think there's not a ton of politics except for AMD versus Nvidia versus Intel fanboyism and stuff going on. But I think there's still some gems to be found in the subreddit. But yeah, I don't think like the world news and politics leaks into PCMR too often. Yeah, so if you go to PC Part Picker, Isaac, you should be able to find it there. You don't like the layout? It feels too busy? Yeah, I mean, layout, Reddit, I actually don't remember what Reddit looked like when it first started. And I've been, I think I first started using Reddit probably around 2010, 2011, around that time frame. I don't remember if it looked that different. It's like YouTube, right? Like, for the people who have been using YouTube since 2006 or 2007, over the years, they've been making, like, pretty dramatic changes, but you kind of forget, like, all the different changes they've made. Don Always just became a channel member. Thank you, Don Always. I don't know if that's a renewal or if that's a brand new one, but thank you for the support. But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, over the course of time, they make small enough changes here and there that you don't realize if you look at the original versus now, it's completely different. But I think now we can go to classic view so we can see more, but down by big fat heads in the way. Let me go back to that other one. Just so that I'm less in the way. Okay. So we have a meme here. I need to open it up in a new tab, actually, so I don't have to keep on going back and forth. So the most useless thing of all time. Okay, yep, handle inside the cup, the gate, blocking the sidewalk off, this thing watering itself, and then RGB on the PSU fan. I understand what they're saying here, but I don't know if I completely agree. Actually, wait. Hold up. I know most cases you want to flip the fan downwards, right? So that it's pulling in fresh air from the bottom of the case and then pulling it outwards. Wouldn't this RGB fan give it the case kind of a cool underglow? Obviously, there's no performance gains to be had from it, but we're talking about aesthetics. If you're saying RGB on a PSU fan is useless, isn't that the same as saying RGB on any fan or RGB strips are useless? So I get what the meme is coming from, but I'm going to play devil's advocate and say this could actually like have, especially if your case has feet where it's standing a little bit up, it could actually project like this RGB down through the fan filter onto your desk. No? Am I wrong? And yeah, underglow can be pretty cool. Yeah, so Shauner used one in an ITX case. So this is like one of the top hot upvoted ones. So a lot of people agree with it. But let's look at the comments. I think the world is ready for RGB thermal paste. Okay. That was actually pretty good. Let's see. I won't stop till we have RGB NVMe mounting screws. Hey, we already have NVMe heat sinks that have RGB. We have RGB fake RAM. We have RGB RAM heat sinks without the actual modules itself. So I mean, they're RGBing everything. I would say the power supply is not the weirdest thing. and there could be practical uses for it. Not practical, but like aesthetic uses. Where do I buy fan? Okay, you can check OnlyFans. Let's see. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to see the RGB the way my PSU is situated in the case. Market gonna market though. So I'm trying to think, is there ever a good case to flip your PSU upwards? Because some power supply basements, like in the 4000D, the Corsair 4000D, there's a mesh on that top layer. So it's not like it's a completely blocked off basement. You can see through it, but you wouldn't want your fan to be facing up in that situation because it'll have warm air being pulled into the PSU, I guess, as opposed to fresh air from the bottom. So yeah. I would think underglow on the PC case, yep. Underglow, make your PC look like a Tokyo Drift Racer. Dude, way to drop a reference to the best Fast and the Furious movie. RGB tube connectors. Wait, what do you mean? What's an RGB tube connector? Are we talking about the streamer lights that we just looked at earlier? They even have RGB SSD. I think Team Groups make it. So RGB SSD Team Group. We actually used this one. Team Group the Delta RGB SSD. They sent this over when we went to LTX in 2019, me, Ozzy, and Chris, and we put this in that person's build that ended up getting the PC build. It actually looks pretty cool, but in this day and age, I feel like most cases are, they have the trays in the back of the PC case behind the motherboard tray, so you're hiding it. I think what's bad about putting a 2.5-inch SSD in the main or front chamber of a PC case is you still have those two ugly SATA cords that have to go to them. So you do have this cool looking RGB thing, but then you have to have two cables hooking up to it that look kind of ugly with their connectors and typically ketchup and mustardy kind of like cables, or even if it's black, it still looks pretty ugly. There's no way to like cleanly route a lot of the times the SATA connectors to a drive like this. But yeah, I mean, RGB everything. I mean, we're gonna get to a point in time where there's gonna be like a paradigm shift where we're gonna go back to everything not having RGB. So right now it's just like probably peak pinnacle RGB everything. Okay, so I saw this earlier and I wanted to show it. So I was talking to Jason about this too. And when I say Jason, y'all know I mean Drebler Gaming, right? So this game is apparently called Super Thought. Can I zoom in on this more? I can a little bit. Actually no, I can't. Maybe if I go into a new tab. Give it to me big. Yes. Alright, so I don't know if this game is actually called Super Thought. I just saw it had this animation, but... Okay, so we gotta read the title. I added a gold robe/dress to my game's player character's latest outfit. It was a huge pain to get the simulation to look decent, and there is still a lot of work to go. Feedback always welcome. So this is one of the kind of cool things about like Reddit is if you are working on something like a project and you're actually doing a really good job, which I would say this looks really awesome, you can post it here for feedback, and it could get you a lot of publicity for whatever you're working on. I've seen this happen with many games and like projects in the past. So just looking at this though, this game, if it's called Super Thought, whatever, it looks awesome. Just wait till she starts doing like the tricking and flips and stuff. Yes, so I haven't looked more into this, but I love the way they framed it. It was mostly framed around the gold robe/dress and the physics about it. Not the fact that, first of all, the background in this like futuristic, like dystopia universe or whatever looks super cool. Plus the animations and just the what's it called? The in-game physics. Yeah, I'll just say Jason from now on. But yeah, this seems pretty cool. I would love to play this game. I mean, if it's called Super Thought, it sounds like kind of like an ironic game, but it looks very solid from the little preview that they gave here. So yeah, I'm curious. The graphics on this looks pretty crazy though. What would be fun is, what would this look like on a GT 1030 or like a low-end graphics card? Because right now it looks like they have everything cranked to like full blast. But yeah, how come I feel like no existing actual game excites me as much as seeing something like this, like a demo. But I think that's always the case too, right? Like I think Anthem was one of the later examples where the tech demo that they showed versus the actual delivered game was completely different, and they usually hype the little demos up way more. So got to keep your expectations tamed. Yeah, I look forward to it in 2031. Okay, let's see. I roasted McAfee. Also, the reason I took a photo instead of screenshot, I love how they called themselves out on this one, is so McAfee is so evil that they coded so that you can't take a screenshot. Whoa, what? Did y'all know that? I don't know if that's a joke or not, but yes, nobody likes McAfee antivirus. Anytime I get like a pre-built system or like a laptop or something that has it pre-installed, this or Norton antivirus, first thing I do is go and install it. Like that's the very first thing I do. But I love how you know, people get made fun of for taking a screenshot of their monitor as opposed to using like Control P or like snippet, whatever. But I didn't know that. Okay, I don't know if I can believe this. Though I don't want to install McAfee antivirus on my computers just so that I can see if this is true or not. Does anyone know? If anyone actually has McAfee on their system right now, if you could go ahead and uninstall it and try to take a screenshot and report back to us, that'd be awesome. But all right, let's see what the comments have to say about this one. A minimum wage worker read that and forgot about it a minute later. Oh yeah, let's read what the actual message says. You guys at McAfee are disgusting villains. How could you sleep at night knowing that your fake antivirus is scamming plus making computers worse? True, big true. F off with your spyware. It slows my PC down. Let's see. Extreme Zone 987 says, I'm using AVG right now, but we'll switch to Bitdefender. Okay, so let me end the poll. This is gonna, hopefully we can do a lot of polls tonight. We didn't get too many in the last few streams, but do you browse PCMR subreddit frequently? Of all the votes, there was 80+% that said no. Wow. Okay, sweet. So everything that we're looking at, most people haven't seen yet. So that's pretty awesome. Next poll. Do you use antivirus software aside from Windows Defender? Windows built-in one. Third party. Let's say third-party antivirus software. Yeah, I haven't used actual antivirus software since my family computer back in like 2005, 2006 timeframe. Ever since I've had my own computer, I've never used antivirus software. If I'm dumb enough, okay, I should not phrase it like that. If I somehow got a virus on my computer, what I normally do is I just reformat. I back up all the important files. I've never run into any kind of spyware, malware, virus, anything like that, where I could not pull off important files from my drive to like an external drive and then completely wipe it. Yeah, so it looks like most people aren't using it. I go the abstinence route when it comes to antivirus. Yeah, same here. Malware bytes only. My issue with all the antivirus, and I've used malware bytes before in the past. Like a lot of the times, I feel whatever gets on your computer, it's so like deeply rooted or ingrained that none of these programs really do much about it. And even when I've had to fix other people's computer because they clearly had viruses and stuff on like that, like whether it be friends or family, anytime I've run like anti-malware antivirus software, and I've used like whichever free one under the sun. They never fixed the problem. You know what always fixes the problem? A nice reformat. It also fixes problems that aren't viruses, but just you clogging down your computer by installing like a ton of programs and never removing them. So I honestly, about every 2 years or so, I do a complete clean wipe of my own OS. It just makes it so fast and so clean, and then I can reinstall exactly what I know I want to be using and not be cluttered down by stuff that I installed 3 years ago, forgot about, and just didn't do housekeeping on. But I guess that's partly in fault of myself of not doing the housekeeping, but still, uninstalling a program is not the same as never installing the program in the first place. Mr. Django says, I just use the antivirus that comes with Windows 10 because you can't get rid of it anyways. Yeah, you can't get rid of it, but I feel like it's a pretty light one. I don't feel like it ever really bogs down my system. The advantage of using a OS that's not as popular as Windows, that's true. Less viruses and stuff developed for it. Hey, what's up, DC Gunna? Hey, so DC Gunna is David from the most recent video, the $1 Jawa PC. So he's actually in the stream tonight. So everyone say hi to David, and congrats again, David. Thanks for coming out to the stream, by the way. Hopefully you and your wife are both equally enjoying the computer. If you started playing any new games, let us know. If you need a new game, if there's any game that you are seeing that you want to play, let me know. I'll send you over a Steam gift card, actually. Get whatever new game you want. What AVG does, it makes itself an administrator and does not let you uninstall it or do anything. It's 90% of your CPU from experience on an old PC we had. Yeah, I remember back in the like the 2007, so 2006, 2007-ish, I did like we had to do a job shadowing thing for high school. And I worked at a PC repair shop. Let me see if they're still in business. I don't want to call them out by name, but what they do... are they still in business? It looks like they are. Yeah, so I worked at a PC repair shop because it was like a requirement for our senior project to do like a certain number of hours. And on all their clients' PCs, they would put AVG for free. Do they even still call it that? Is it AVG for free or is it just AVG now? But they would put that on all the computers. So that, specifically that antivirus has stuck out in my mind over the years. I know there's like tons others. Shane Eslick says, I generally do a fresh install once a year and update my USB to the latest Windows 10 for the install. I need to make... So, I'm pretty bad about updating my Windows 10 bootable drive. I do it like maybe once every year. So, I always have to get a ton of updates. But I had one version that was like so old that I had to run through like 2 major Windows updates when I was building a system before. Alright, so let's go back to... My bad. So, didn't buy thermal paste. So, this one, I found a little bit odd. If you're buying used parts, this is definitely an issue. Oops. Go back. I didn't mean to click it. Yeah, so if you're buying a used parts build, typically, whatever heatsink or cooler you have, the pre-applied thermal paste is already gone. But, from my experience of like, whether it be cheap or high-end coolers, every cooler either comes with pre-applied thermal paste nowadays, or a tiny little like plastic bag tube thing, or even like just a mini tube of thermal paste that you can apply. So nowadays you don't really need to worry about buying thermal paste unless it's specifically used. Then yeah, the one that came with it is gonna be gone. But you can use ketchup in place of it temporarily. I'm just kidding. Do not use ketchup, please. Don't blame me for ruining your PCs if you do that. You've been playing Hydroneer and EVE Online. Dude, EVE Online, that's one of the games where I've seen so many times, like, on Reddit, on social media and stuff like that, but I've never... Like, it's such an expansive, wide, like, huge game that I don't think I could ever get caught up in that. I feel like it could be a life-consuming game. And I've already let other games consume my life, like World of Warcraft. Not only the vanilla, but classic. Bridello. 3 months. Keep up the great work as always, Danny. First of all, Bridello, what is up? Yes, I was about to say, you passed 6 months. So next stream, you should be getting your Plus Ultra Green badge. But thank you for the support. I mean, you're one of the OGs that has been here since, like, I basically started back in, when was that, like last September or October? So yeah, thanks for the support for this long. Mayo is better than ketchup as thermal paste. Is it? Is the ingredients in mayo that much better? Is it the eggs? Aiden, I'm back. You remember me? I was out sick. Yes, Aiden. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. It's not Aiden, but what's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the stream. Heading to the gym, gonna listen to some DC Gunna. Yes, Andrew Woodford and his Wednesday night gym sesh. Shampoo is better. You guys are just trolling now. Wow, I never bought thermal paste separately. It's always been included. Yeah, so the top comment is exactly what I just said. It's always been included in some form. Yeah, but I bought some anyways just in case I have to remove the cooler. If you remove the cooler, if you could scrape that, like let's say you have only the included thermal paste and you mess up for whatever reason and you have to remove the cooler. You don't have to reapply thermal paste all the time. If it is still sticky and gooey enough, if you have like a clean object, I know some people use their fingers. Like I know Brian from Techie City, he spreads thermal paste with his fingers. I always thought that was a little odd. It probably doesn't even make that big of a difference. But you're probably getting at least some dead skin cells as well as like skin oils into the thermal paste by doing your finger if you're not wearing gloves. But if you can get like a clean piece of plastic, like a credit card or something, you could scrape it all back to the center for the most part to like, so that when you reseat it, it respreads out. But yeah, you don't have to reapply thermal paste every single time if it's still good and relatively fresh. So yeah, that's a tip to save money, I guess, if for people who always clean off the thermal paste. Okay, and then now we get people complaining about not only purchase CPU cooler that was compatible with the CPU but does not have the appropriate standoffs to attach. Yeah, so that's one of the issues that we're getting now with, because LGA 1700 is kind of newer, not all coolers are going to support it, so then you have to like either pay extra for mounting brackets, or you can, I guess, try to hit up customer support and see if they can send it to you for free. Ever tried Fixodent as thermal paste? Hey, it won't come off. Wait, what is Fixodent? I know it's one of those that's seen on TV stuff, right? But, Fixodent. Oh, never mind. It's not as seen on TV. Fixodent is the ultimate adhesive cream for dentures. Doesn't Fixodent sound like Flexi Seal or like one of those as seen on TV products? Fixodent sounds like something you could spray on your car and slap it and it'll pop the dent out. I don't know. Denture, man. Craig Lilly says they use nitro gloves. Shout out to AM5 using the same cooler mounting. Yes, let's take a look at AM5 actually. Is anyone here interested in hopping on AM5 like as soon as it releases, or like while it's the most, maybe not day one because day one stuff is expensive, but still while it's in the most like recent product cycle, like before AM5 Gen 2, whatever that's called, or not AM5 Gen 2, but the next set of processors coming out, like 600 series motherboards and the first AM5 chips. Who's trying to get on that? Yeah, this is very interesting looking. Very interesting looking. I made a reference that this looks like the StarCraft 1 bunker. No, not the bunker. It's the barracks. Can we see a picture of it? Yeah, I thought it looked a lot like this. Very similar, right? Where's the... Oh, there's no picture of it on the side. Got like the little 6-leg thing sticking out. If AM5 runs at 5.5 gigahertz, then yes. Pineapple to Chad, I want to ask you, if it runs at 5.5 gigahertz, what do you use your computer for? Or are you just kind of like a hardcore enthusiast that loves being at like the peak edge of technology, where you don't necessarily need it, but it is definitely like your hobby and that's what you're into, so you don't mind paying the premium? No, Kenneth McClellan says, no, I'm waiting for at least 6 months after release. Tibby Boss says, for gaming! We just talked about how most people don't even have higher than 144 hertz monitors. Or are you trying to push, like, what gaming performance does the current gen not give you that you would need to go to AM5, like, really soon after it releases? What I'm excited for in the new gen is, obviously, the price drops of the previous gen, right? It's gonna make the motherboards and CPUs from previous gen take a price cut, which it already kind of has, but it'll even be more. Plus, the used market gets hit with it more too. Butcher of Blaviken says, bro, i3 12th Gen F or i5 11th Gen F? I mean, honestly, I would go i3 12th Gen, because then you can always upgrade to like i5 or i7 on that same motherboard. And yeah, I mean, it's just a newer architecture. 11th Gen is the talk of Intel's TikTok. So anytime I see 11th Gen, I do not value that PCIe Gen 4.0 support that much. I look at the performance relative to 10th Gen, and it's honestly not that much of a performance uplift. So anytime I see 12th Gen versus 11th Gen, I'm going to choose 12, even if it's an i3 over an i5, because yeah, you can always upgrade that later. And i3s have good resale value. Like in the used market, i3s right now is kind of weird because they're so cheap, but you don't lose that much money reselling your i3. You bought it for, let's say, 80 bucks, you could usually sell it for like 60 bucks because they're so good and capable with gaming. Pineapples, the chat says, already got a Ryzen 9 5900X and 3080. Just doing it because I can. Yeah, so, yeah, you with the 3080 and a 5900X, you definitely don't need an upgrade, but yeah, you just like living at like, you know, the most, the newest tech. Have I tried Ryzen yet? It would be a good game for the next LAN party. Who is it? Jason? Was someone in the Discord talking about Ryzen? Ah, yes, Ryzen. This isn't okay. So I think they were making fun of it that it was a vampire mineral collector game. What is Ryzen? It's a multiplayer survival game. Looks interesting. It looks like it's almost like a dungeon crawler-esque UI anyways. If you look at the UI, it looks very Diablo-esque. How many players can play this? Also, is this free? So, unfortunately, one of the biggest things is like about LAN party, because we usually have anywhere from, let's say, 8 to 12 people. Getting that many people convinced to spend money on a game is kind of difficult. So that's why we stick to the games that we play, because we already own it, or we try to find like free games. But getting them to spend more than like $5, it's maybe like $10, it's kind of hard. So if it's an indie game that costs like very little amount of money, that'd be awesome. It has to support the whole group though. That's one of kind of like the requirements for it to be the next LAN game. So not many games support that many players. $20, $20. Yeah, Back 4 Blood. Yeah, but Jason, we know Back 4 Blood is limited to 4-player teams, isn't it? Okay, so that was man, we can easily get derailed just talking about anything PC tech. But that's nice because it's so easy to talk about anything on this stream. So hopefully y'all are just enjoying it, just chilling. We are an hour into the stream, so I do want to do some Twitter stuff. So if you have any PC part picker lists that you want me to look at, or if you want to share your setup, or if you have any funny memes you want to post, feel free to hit me up on the Twitter information in the description below, and I can pull it up at near the end of stream. But we're just gonna keep going through here. All right, so I'm kind of a stickler when it comes to like meme formats, if it makes sense or not. So let's see this. So the title says GT710. Then we got Mr. Incredible normal at $200 monitor, and then $200 GPU scary face. So I don't know why. This is very highly upvoted, 14,000. But why is the title GT10? That is not a $200 GPU. I know I'm overanalyzing this, but that's where my mind goes. Also, $200 GPU isn't that bad. $200 GPU right now on eBay is a GTX 1070. Paired with a $200 monitor, that's looking like a 144 Hz 1080p monitor. That's a good pairing. We got TV Boss sending a $3.89 super chat. Enjoy a drink. Thank you. I'm gonna drink water for now, but thank you for the super chat. Oh, that was CA, so that's Canadian $5. I just read it from my panel, which is in USD. But yeah, so this one, I honestly don't get how this got upvoted so high. I don't think it's that funny, but we'll keep going down. Coming from a 1060 laptop, this feels like a Toyota Corolla going to a Koenigsegg. Did I say that right? I probably just butchered the name. They got a 30... What? I didn't see the card. Was this a 3080? Okay. Yeah, so people just showing off their new hardware. This one is pretty... let's see. How long is a 3060 gonna be good for? I mean, a long time. I would say at least the next 2, if not 3 years. And even longer if, again, you're not like a huge resolution refresh rate snob. We got people out there still enjoying 1060s to this day. And that's a, what, 6-year-old graphics card? Guy at work just upgraded his son's gaming PC. Being the ultra bro that he is, he gave me this old MSI 2070 Super in exchange for lunch and tech support in perpetuity. I can't even right now. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, 2070 Super, to get that for free. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. This is just like other PC owners being bros to other PC owners. Pretty awesome. Mr. Steal Yo Data, and it looks like they took apart a 2.5-inch hard drive and just took one of the platters to put in their pocket. I'm pretty sure completely ruining it, but okay. We saw this one already. My first PC ever. Finally, after 4 years of saving. We got some a normal shot here and then a vertical shot, but let's see. They do have a Cooler Master case. They have a whole setup going on, so nice. Yeah, 4 years of saving? Okay, I just read that over again. That's a long time to save, but wow. Yeah, so this is a pretty huge achievement. Your first PC, man, I wish I could feel that feeling again. How many of y'all like just got into PC gaming this year and built your first PC this year? For me, that was back in 2009. If you don't count my laptop in 2007, but yeah, I can't even imagine like what that felt like. The first thing I remember, one of the first things we did when I built my computer, because Jan and the rest of my friends, they were really into emulators, and at the time, if you wanted to run a PS2 or Xbox emulator, you needed a pretty powerful graphics card. We could run Super Nintendo, Game Boy, all those emulators fine, but if you wanted to run an emulator that actually used like a 3D engine, you needed like a powerful PC. So then my PC became the one that we used to play emulated games on. And my PC at the time, I think it was like, it was under $1,000. I think it was $800 or $900. But yeah, a lot of this subreddit is people showing their excitement for like either getting into the PCMR or getting other people into the PCMR, or like gifting a graphics card here for helping people out. So pretty uplifting, good content if if you're feeling down and you want like an uplift. Finally done after 2 years of lawn mowing. This, all right. Sorry, I probably just clapped too loud, but this is exactly what I tell people, especially younger viewers who constantly say, I don't have any money, my parents won't give me money, And then I know there's a small percentage of people they can say my parents won't even let me mow lawns for money. But if you are younger and you do not have the means, the financial means, like a full-time job or just recurring income, do what you can for your neighbors, wash cars, mow lawns. Ask your parents, is there anything else I could do aside from the chores that I already have to do? Can I go above and beyond to get a little bit of money here and there every single week so I could, you know, put it towards something that will make me actually happy? And this right here is an example of one. So this is pretty cool to see. Mini Daddy cool. Finally, yeah, after 2 years of lawn mowing, it's finally complete. What is their system? Let's take a look what they built, actually. Let's see if they put it in the comments. Congrats. So yeah, people saying congrats, dope PC. Pretty uplifting stuff here. See, part of me thinks that like half of Reddit is gonna say, oh my god, you chose an NZXT case, why, you're so dumb, and things like that. But it looks like the comments here are pretty good in general. Bro, take the sticker off. That's pretty funny. I wish I could mow lawn. Normally not a fan of RGB, but solid purple and guitar. Yeah, so pretty positive comments all around. So Redditors being bros to other Redditors. Wow. And then we got someone pointing out the American flag. Wait, if the American flag wasn't just a reflection. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought they were pointing out that the American flag was like a bad thing, but they said it would be pretty cool if it was actually incorporated into the PC. Yeah, so yeah, this is the stories you love to see. I'm just assuming this is a younger person. I mean, this could be a full-grown adult that mowed lawns. So, yeah, uplifting stuff here. What is this? Tubes are up, the sky is falling. I know, right? Federico Gonzalez says, is it worth upgrading my riser cable to Gen 4? Honestly, I don't think so. No. If you're not having any problems. Because I know sometimes there are problems with Gen 3 risers in Gen 4 motherboards or with Gen 4 graphics cards. If your riser right now is Gen 3 and it's giving you no performance problems, I would say it's not really worth it. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's like, you know, one of the rules of life. I was using a Lenovo Y50 until last year and got the Legion 5 5800H and 3060. Yeah, that's a solid upgrade. That's funny because I actually also had a Lenovo Y50 myself. I think it had a GTX 960M in it, which at the time was like a decent card, but and it had like an i7 something. But yeah. Yeah, Lenovo laptops are pretty solid. Wes Bernard says, what if you don't live in a neighborhood with lots of people and you live out in the country where your nearest neighbor, or where your nearest naive, your nearest one or lives a mile away? Yeah, so if you live out in the countryside and you don't have neighbors around, ask what you can do above and beyond for your parents to like get an allowance. And then beyond that, honestly, there's nothing else you can do. If your parents are that dead set against you, or if they don't have the means to provide you like with an allowance or something to be able to afford a PC, then that's a tough situation. But it is what it is. Like, you can only go so far to try to exhaust all your options to try to save money as a young person to buy a PC. But if it's not in the cards for you, the best you could do is just to you know, still listen to your parents and all that good stuff, but do as good as you can in school, and then try to set yourself up, you know, afterwards. I'm not saying college or something like that. That's not necessary. You can go to trade school and all that stuff. But set yourself up in life, because as much as, honestly, I hated school, but as much as I hated it, the discipline that I got and the ability to learn from school, it taught me how to be, you know, useful out in the real world. So being useful in the real world usually translates to being able to make money, to be able to take care of yourself and do what you want. But honestly, of course, like, everyone has different situations and you can't just say that to everybody. But I think generally that advice is pretty sound. And I'm not for pushing people to going to college. Like, so many people waste money going to college and not getting like a degree that's considered useful to society, that I'm so for people going straight into like other fields of work or trade schools, because we need mechanics and plumbers and electricians and all that stuff too, and they make a lot of money. What is this Reddit post though? So this is, I found this, me and my dad made it a decade ago. I don't even know what this is. It looks like a motherboard that is filled with little pebbles and gemstones and stuff. What is this? That plastic lasted a decade outdoors? Is this like a tile that they like made, like a concrete tile or something? No rest, no vent caps. Yeah. Must be good memories. LJ775 ASRock motherboard. I have no idea what this is. Apparently it's just PC art, according to one of the comments. Dude, I don't have that much life advice, but I try to give it when I can. I also, a lot of things in life, I have no idea what I'm doing either, so I'm also looking around on the internet for advice or for like tips and stuff too. It is Pebblecrete. Okay, so that's what this is. Concrete with pebbles. This is the meme image, which also, it goes back to the life advice. This is the meme image of today's thumbnail. I swear that 3.5% is necessary. Spending $300 on upgrades every 2 weeks, or actually playing games on my PC, and then PCMR from the Sonic, Jim Carrey, Dr. Robotnik, pressing the red button. Yeah, so, yeah. This is something I've also seen, like, I don't want to call the person out, but I saw this somewhat recently in the Jawa Discord. They upgraded their PC for like the most minimal upgrade possible and had to like redo their entire system because it involved changing the motherboard out and stuff like that. And it's like, can you just enjoy the PC for what it is? I guess if it's your hobby, then whatever, but a lot of the people in the Jawa Discord are younger people that don't have that much money. So when I hear like them spending the only money that they have on upgrades that aren't like huge performance upgrades or like that big of a difference, I don't know, it hurts my heart a little bit. Like, oh, please put that in a savings account and use it for emergencies, or save up for the next big upgrade. Maybe if I buy a 3090, it will make me finally like games again, like when I was a kid. Yeah, that's the thing about getting older. Like, am I just enjoying video games less? Or are games just sucking nowadays? Which one is it, right? I don't know, man. When Classic WoW came out, I genuinely had the most fun, like so much fun in gaming that I haven't had for so many years. The last 2 years of playing Classic WoW. And that was replaying a game over that I played back when I was 14. I don't think it's nostalgia. Like, the actual game itself, I found it to be super fun. So, hard to say. Hard to say if other games nowadays just suck. Everything just feels right now like a Battle Royale type game. Which, maybe it's because I suck at those, but I don't enjoy them too much. I'm playing them a little bit on the side. With Jason and a few other people. Drew, I'm giving you a call out. I haven't played with you yet, Dewey, but I've been playing them and they're fun, but we get creamed in every single game. Like, we're playing this vampire blood hunt battle royale game. We get killed so fast, even though we did win a couple of games. Apex Legends, I hopped back into that somewhat recently, and aside from getting carried a little bit, I also get killed pretty fast. So yeah, it might just be the game styles. Johnner, you're not a fan of BRs. Have been mostly playing Halo and FIFA. Yeah, we did play Halo 2 recently. I really like Halo Infinite because the getting back into lobbies is really quick. I hate battle royales because you gotta like just the load up and the time that they give people before the game starts. That adds on to the typical average match length. So when you die, you gotta wait back in the lobby. Then in like Fortnite, you gotta wait in the pre-lobby, and then you gotta wait for that stupid bus to fly over, and then you gotta gather for like 5 to 10 minutes only to get killed right away. So I'm not a fan of BRs. And and probably it's because I suck at it. But I would think a majority of people like aren't the best at BRs. We freaking suck at Blood Hunt. We need Kyle. Exactly. A lot of games that come out now are rushed, and you still paying a lot of money for them, which is not worth it in my opinion. Yeah, like what's the most recent example of a game that Cyberpunk? Honestly, I just benchmark Cyberpunk. I cannot get into it for some reason. It doesn't feel good to me. Like, I don't know if it's because it's so hard to run that you're not really ever usually pushing more than like 60 FPS. Or if it's the fact that the movement in Cyberpunk, it feels slow and clunky to me. I think that's why I don't like it. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel good just to walk around in Cyberpunk. So I can't get into it. But that's an example of a game that was very AAA, right? Been developed for how many years? When did they announce it initially? Was it like 2012 or something? And then when it finally came out, it kind of bombed a little bit because of all the bugs and stuff. Yeah, Shauner, you couldn't get into Cyberpunk either? Yeah, it's like one of the supposedly the biggest from in my recent memory anyways, and yeah, I just do not care about it. I am excited for the next Elder Scrolls though. Elder Scrolls 6, that I'm excited about. And please do not mess that up, even though we're not going to see that for like probably 2 to 3 more years. Elder Scrolls is probably a long ways away. Cyberpunk is an awful first-person shooter. Yeah. So when it comes to first-person shooters, for me, I love Apex in terms of movement, the gunplay, like freaking sliding around and climbing and stuff. If every first-person shooter can have the movement and gunplay of Apex, except in their skinned in their own worlds and assets and stuff, that would be awesome. But like so many other games feel slow and clunky. It doesn't even feel natural, but I don't know, maybe it's more realistic to real life. Halo is fire. I do like Halo Infinite. I'm sad that it's kind of a dead game given at how big the IP is. And how it's like, how old is it now? I guess it came out back in what, November-ish? The pre-launch or whatever. But still, like for it to drop off in less than a year to what it is now, yeah, it kind of saddens me. Because I actually enjoy, like when I benchmark Halo, I actually enjoy doing that benchmark. Kyle's gone all week. Yeah, we don't have our carry, unfortunately. What is this? Oh! This is cool. Okay. This is why I love Reddit sometimes. Many people requested, so here it is. Alright, is there a... What? This was submitted 3 hours ago and it has, like, no comments? It has 4 comments, and, like, I can't even see the upvotes. This should be upvoted way higher. This is cool. 6 comments. A Black Cat one. Steps on how to do this can be found here at GitHub. Okay. Okay, so I think this is very cool. I'm gonna end the poll. We're gonna run another poll. Oops. Done with poll. Oh, it does have 125. That's weird. What? This was posted 3 hours ago, but it's funny how it didn't show it here. But okay, this is hilarious. So, when it comes to third-party antivirus software, besides from the Windows inbuilt one, only 22% of the votes said yes. So, majority says no, which is what I kind of expected. I think people who are like familiar being around PCs and stuff, you know what websites not to go to get the bad viruses and things like that. But, alright, next poll. Do you show your desktop icons? So, it's been a long time since I've shared desktop icons. I probably started, there was this phase that we had back in like 2010 where me and all my friends would use Rainmeter as well as like Stardock and other things to like make our desktops on our PCs very clean. And that was when I started hiding all my desktop icons so that there's nothing that shows in it. If I want to open up a program or something, I go to the start menu, I start typing the name, and that's how I open up programs. But I do not show icons on my desktop at all. But even so, I think this is pretty funny, and this is pretty cool. I'm curious what everyone... Oh, wow. So most people, we're getting almost 80% saying you do show your desktop icons. Ozzy in the house, what is up? We have Ozzy. he can't stay for long, but thanks again, Ozzy, for being in the most recent video. It was so fun to have you on there to talk not only about the giveaway, but other stuff as well. And thank you for stopping in stream real quick. I show icons on my PC, but not on my phone. What? That makes no sense to me. I would think that on your phone is when you need the icons the most. I hate going into the app drawer, having to find an app, because I can't even remember what some of the apps' names are. Like, I have these apps where I use maybe once a month, once every 2 months, and if they're not on my home screen, I can't find them because, like, for example, my phone provider is Cricket. To pay the bill and stuff in the app, it's not Cricket, it's my Cricket. So when I start typing up Cricket, it doesn't always come up. And yeah, so for my phone, definitely show all the icons. I can actually show it right here. Is there anything secretive on here that you can't see? But yeah, so I have 2 screens worth. Wow, that is not coming through well on the camera at all. But yeah, I have 2 screens worth of icons on my phone. All right. Oh, I gotta log on to Twitter. Give me 1 second. I gotta hide this information so y'all can't see and dox me or like try to get my login information. Not like it's that valuable anyways, but still. Okay, let me see. Yeah, we don't have that many submissions. I'm not gonna complain either. Okay, we do have some submissions, so we'll hop over that in a little bit. Let's go through the subreddit a little bit more. Speaking of wallpaper engine, you just saw my home address? Exactly. I keep that right on my home screen on my phone. Craig Lilly says, I only have 4 on my desktop. 4 icons. Is it my documents, recycling bin, Google Chrome, and what would be another useful one? Steam? If I had to guess? Jason says, I use an OLED, so I hide all my icons and taskbar. I just search the start menu. That's what I do too. Yeah, so some people have icons but very little. Y'all, you ever seen people with the icons that just fill up more than like half of the screen real estate? Some people with the entire screen real estate. It's mostly, it looks like icons from games that they installed on Steam, and then they didn't uncheck the make an icon for me on the desktop, and then after they uninstall it, the icon still lingers around. Like, that's the only way to get that many icons on your desktop. There's not that many programs you need in your life. Frederico Gonzalez says, I wish OzTalks hardware uploaded as much as you, Danny. Yeah, I did too. Ozzy, what's up with that? What's up with your upload schedule? I don't even upload that much. I upload once a week. But Ozzy, you're like once or twice a month maybe? But every video you do put out is a banger, so I can't say anything about that. You have a dark moving space wallpaper. Wallpaper engine. We did see something on here with home folder, games, Steam, and videos. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. We got Linus on this. Found an HP TouchSmart 623D all-in-one at Goodwill for $13. They thought it was just a monitor fully working, so they got a all-in-one PC, and they Goodwill labeled it as just a monitor. Nice. I'm curious what the specs on this thing is, though. I bet you we can get them in the comments. Comments to the rescue. Maybe not. Nope. Have you peeked at the specs for it yet? Upgradable CPU, i7-2600. Actually, not bad for 13 bucks. Up to 16 gigabytes of RAM, and you're probably running off the integrated graphics from the i7-2600. But still, that's pretty cool. I keep all my icons on the taskbar, and on the new build, it's not even full at 17 on the taskbar. Let me count how many I have on my taskbar right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 26. 26! Why does that seem like so much? Oh my goodness. But the weird here, I'm gonna show you my what it looks like on my end. Okay, so I don't think there's anything private being shown right now on the screen. Okay, so here's my setup right here, right? So here's OBS. There's y'all. This is the chat I'm looking at. This tiny chat. Say hello to yourself. Okay, so this is my monitor. It's a 3440 by 1440p monitor. So I have 26 of those little icons on there, but it doesn't even, it takes up maybe a third. It takes up maybe a third of the full real estate. But yeah, if you look, it's nothing too exciting. We got Chrome, we got tree size, folder, I think this is CDI or some kind of disk scanner, hardware info, Cinebench. I keep Cinebench on here for some reason. We have Blizzard launcher, which I don't even play any Blizzard games anymore, so I don't know why that's still on there. We have BlueStacks, MSI Afterburner, Photoshop Premiere Pro, Mozilla for when I do streams. Let's see, this is a BLC player, Steam, OBS, Touch Portal. Yeah, Touch Portal I keep on there. Adobe, what is the AI one? I forgot which this one is. I barely use it, so I should probably remove it. What is this one? Why is this even here? I'm like... Oh, Windows Sandbox. I was doing something where I needed a virtual machine. Yeah, Camera Hub for Elgato. Audacity. Discord. Yeah. Why? Is this Xbox Game Bar? I think I accidentally put that on there. We do not need Xbox Game Bar pinned here. And then what is this? Fightcade, hey, Kevin Go, we got Fightcade. I pinned that for you there. And then I have Slippy on here too. So yeah, that's where I have on there. I could probably remove some stuff, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't take up that much space on there, and they're tiny. Hey, what's up, Joy Boy? I'm doing good. How are you? Kevin Go with the water reminder. Thank you. PCs and EVs, what's up? Got about halfway done refilling my 3090 Kingpin water-cooled rig. Flexing on us right here. How do you get halfway refilling it? Do you run out of stuff? Or, do you run out of coolant? Jane Eslick says, I serviced my neighbor's son's PC and the desktop was full of shortcuts. Why does my PC take so long to start? It's not the shortcuts that's the issue, right? It's the programs that are initialized to start up on boot up. And that one, it's like a different way to disable those. But yeah, it's probably related where it's installed and a lot of stuff is just running in the background unneeded when it starts up. Hey, what's up, Leon Taylor? Pretty good, been lovely content. Thank you for the kind words. Oh, okay, Warman, gotcha. Yeah. PCs and EVs. I gotta make that. It's hard when people use different usernames in other places, and then in the chat they have a completely different username that's not even like related. So, hopefully I can remember that. Your hand hurts from squeezing the bottle. It's over 2 liters total. 2 liters? I think when I did the loop that I did, which was 2 radiators, that one, it didn't have a distro plate though. It was maybe 0.75 liters. Dang. Show the shirt. Oh yeah, the shirt. This is the merch, by the way. If you wanna, support the channel, this is the exact shirt that is being screamed out by the stream bot. But okay. So let's hop over to Twitter. We do have some Twitter notifications of people submitting stuff. So there's not too many, so we can actually get through them today, so which is pretty nice. All right. So we'll go for the first one. Cool Surfer. I'm not sure which person you are in the chat, unless you are that name and I just haven't seen you in chat. I recently got an RTX 3060 and my current CPU is... Wait, what? And my current CPU is a i5 10400F 10th gen. And when I'm playing Fortnite, I'm losing a ton of FPS, even with performance mode on, because it's a bottleneck, or am I doing something wrong? No, you're not doing anything wrong. When you say you're losing a ton of FPS, are you talking about just like, for the most part, your average FPS is good, and then you get random stuttering or frame drops to like really low FPS, but then it pops back up? That is very normal with Fortnite. Fortnite is one of the most horribly optimized games that I have ever played or tested. And the only reason I keep it in my benchmarking suite is because of how popular it is. Otherwise, I would drop it so fast. But yeah, no. I've tested plenty of systems, fresh Windows installs, fresh correct drivers, like really decent specs around the 3060 level and like i5s current gen. And Fortnite still stutters. I don't know what it is about that game, but you could be averaging like 150 FPS, but it will still stutter down to like under 20 FPS. It's so bad. I don't know what the fix is for it. Because if you Reddit it or if you Google it, a lot of people, if you Google like Fortnite stutter high-end PC, it's such a common thread that so many people complain about no matter what specs they have. So if anyone in the chat, actually, if you are a Fortnite player and you know what the issue is, and if there's an easy fix, I'm not trying to like freaking do a ton of stuff just to get Fortnite to run smoothly. Like if there's a quick easy fix, let us know. But yeah, I would say the specs is not the issue here. I don't think it's Fortnite apps either. The last Fortnite update made stuttering worse again. Yeah, so it's just kind of, Fortnite's kind of just a horribly optimized game, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. Wait, Warman, or did you post that in the Discord yet? 360mm rads? What is that? Bottom, front, and top? Yeah, that's ridiculous. Wow. And one is 58mm thick. I need to take a look at the Discord if you did post that, because I didn't see it yet. But yeah, Cool Surfer, honestly, I don't know what the fix is for this, because that's something I run into personally as well. Like, it just kind of sucks. Yo, so frame capping could help in different situations, but this is an RTX 3060. So frame capping to 60 usually helps with older processors, because it's trying to do way too much and it's almost tripping over itself. So when you cap it to 60 FPS, it helps in the like 1% and 0.1% lows and frame drops. But for this system right here, you shouldn't have to cap it. Maybe try capping it at 90 or 120 FPS and see if that does anything. But other than that, I have no other suggestions, unfortunately. But thanks for submitting something to the Twitter. All right, we got Watermelon. I'm building an all-white computer, and these are the parts I've picked. Do you have any suggestions? Okay, so we have a picture of PC part picker list. I wish we would have gotten just the PC part picker, but this works too. So we have a 12400F, Gamix 400 cooler. That's fine. 16 gigabytes of 3600 CL. Okay, that's fine too, because that's not too much of a premium. Let me see if I can copy the image link so I can zoom in so y'all can see better. And then we have a Strix B660. Wow. Because you're going for the all white build, right? That's the only thing about white builds. You're limited to like so many. You only have like a certain number of motherboards you can choose. So now you're stuck with a $229 motherboard while sitting on a $170, which this is phenomenal value, by the way. This is $230 and it's not even an overclockable motherboard, which I know you don't have an unlocked processor, but still. There are Z690 boards that are cheaper than this. But that is, I understand this, and you know why? It's because I recently just paid the white premium tax, or the white PC component tax, for a graphics card. So I understand where you're coming from here. So you can't do anything about that. You want your white build. So I don't know of like every white motherboard off the top of my head. But if you could find a cheaper one, I would advise you to do so. But this might just be it. I know does NZXT have a B600 board ready to go? They might only have the AMD ones, but okay, 1 terabyte drive, that's fine. 6600 XT for 380, very solid pickup. Wait, hold up. Are you in chat right now, Watermelon? You already have a black graphics card. You're already breaking the black theme a little bit. I think it's okay to go with a black motherboard. I think a black graphics card sticks out more than a motherboard. Because a motherboard is bigger, but it's recessed into the case. It doesn't stick out as much as a graphics card. Like when you look into a PC case, people are going to see that black 6600 XT way quicker than they're going to see the black motherboard. If you change to a black motherboard, you don't even have to go with an all black motherboard. You can go with a motherboard that has like a good amount of silver heat sinks, and that matches too. But yeah, it's kind of hard. Like, the motherboard is the only thing that sticks out to me. Everything else looks fine. The Corsair 4000D. Oh, which, if you didn't know, so I didn't know this until I had to buy one recently for a build. So everyone knows Corsair has their 4000D in white. But did you know, and they have an all-white version without what I consider to be kind of ugly. You know, they have like the gray accents here. Corsair has this QL true white is what they call it. Because the other version of the case from here isn't a true white. My chair's in the way. This one right here, this one has like gray accents and stuff. If you want a true white version of the 4000D, they do make this. It is pricey. Look at this, $250, but it does come with the full fans and the RGB controller. But yeah. And then afterwards, the Enermax Revolution, $80, gold certified. I'm going to assume this is like at least a B tier power supply. If not, do a quick check on the PSU tier list. So yeah. I went with the blacked out Be Quiet Dark Base 700. Black one with white sleeve cables would work as well. Yeah, so for this one, Jason with the AMD card. The ASRock Z69 Steel Legend looks the same and is cheaper. Let's take a look. So ASRock Steel Legend, we can find these at Newegg for $210 right here. And it's a better motherboard that will set you up down the line. So Z69 Steel Legend. So it's not as white as the one that Watermelon chose, but it does have a good amount of white on it. And then a lot of this area is going to be covered by the graphics card anyways. And then if you have white RAM in here and then white cable extensions, I think this one could look good too. It's just, I don't know. It's hard. $230 for a B660 board, that's a tough one for me. But up to you. Other than that, your build looks solid. This is pretty much what we've been looking at in like previous streams. You got your 1TB SSD. You got your 16GB of RAM. Everything else is very standard. Thanks for the submission, though. Hopefully that helped. It's a 650 watt A tier worth $90 Canadian. Yeah, that sounds about right. A tier power supplies carry a premium. It's very hard to find any of them for, I think, less than like 80 or 90 bucks. Brand new. We're not talking about Bstock and stuff like that. Brand new USD. Thoughts on, so Danny Carbs93 says, thoughts on this? Also, what recommendations do you have for white extensions for power supply cords? Okay, so let's take a look at this. And then I actually do have, for power supply cords specifically, because I just bought some. 1000, wait, limited edition Ritz peanut butter with Oreo half and half. It's available on 5/26. Whoa. I mean, you can make this on your own at home. You can just pop it off and combine it, but salt. We got the salty, we got the sweet, we got the creamy. This looks good. I think I would like this. Thank you for bringing this into my life. Free shipping. So we gotta spend $75 worth of Oreo Ritz peanut butter cream cookies to get free shipping, apparently. Okay, and what are my thoughts on white extension cables? Okay, so I just bought some of these, and not all extension cables are the same. So, where are those Asia Horse ones? So, look at these Asia Horse ones right here. So, if you look at a typical one, they're going to cost you anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks. These ones, though, see the way that they come out? It's 24 pin, then you got your 8 pin for the CPU, and then you have 2 sets of each, the 8 and the 6 pin PCIe power, depending on what your graphics card uses, just in case you mix. The issue when I had to buy most recently is I have a card that's using 3 8-pins, and I was not trying to buy 2 of these sets just to get it. So Asia Horse makes a different one. Oh, here's the Clovertail ones that I bought for one of the recent builds too. These are really cheap. They're 17 bucks, but they're a little bit thinner. Like, what do they say the American wire gauge? So this is apparently 18 AWG, which is very standard for all these extensions. But I think the sleeving that they use on it, it just feels very thin, so they don't fill up the combs all the way. Like the diameter of these cables versus like a typical Asia Horse one that costs like $8 more. This one has way more like a sleeve. Like the sleeve is thicker, so it just looks better. The Clovertail ones, they look a little thin. But this is the one that I bought recently. So this one is $30. The reason I bought this is I like how they did this one. It comes with a 24 pin right here. Then it comes with 2 8-pins for your CPU in case you do have a motherboard that has 2 headers on it or 2 connectors on it for the CPU. And then it comes with 3 of these, which you can always hide this in the back. Like, this doesn't have to go to the main chamber. But they come with 3 8-pin / 6-pin connectors. So I like the configuration of this more. It's more flexible, and I bought it personally because I'm doing a high-end build. And the graphics card I have requires 3 8-pins. Drebler Gaming says, does everyone else open up 50 no videos in incognito tabs and let it run ads overnight? If you do that, thank you very much, even though that's technically gaming the system. But you know what? I thank you for your support in whatever way you can. But yeah, so this one, again, it's still 18 AWG in terms of the wire gauge. But this one, I'm pretty sure has like a thicker sleeve on it. So it looks more chunky in the build and not like thinner, cheaper cables. But other than that, I mean, the cool thing about Amazon is they have free returns. As long as you don't use it and like rust it up, you can buy all of these, get that free shipping, choose the one you like the most, and return the rest without much issue. But Asia Horse, Easy DIY Fab, I've used Antec, I've used all of these different cable extensions, never had any real problems with them. So I would go for the most, like, the ones that are priced the best, that isn't this cheaper Clovertail one, because I know these ones, they actually look cheaper. They look $17 worth, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Coalition Gaming says, nothing wrong with gaming, Danny. We're all gaming here, right? Wait, what did we say? Anything wrong with gaming? Not good. Okay, so I just missed a bunch of chat apparently. My chat just got caught up. They came out with new streamers that have 3 8-pins. Yeah, so I think that 3 8-pin, especially with how powerful graphics cards are going to be in the next launch of graphics cards, actually would, I don't know if 3 8-pins will even cover it. We're talking about 400 plus watt 4090s or something, right? Yeah, there are some aren't very good. Amazon has more of a selection versus Newegg from what I've seen. Easy DIY Fab, Formula Mod, and Asia Horse are my favorite brand of extensions, says Shawner. And Shawner has built and flipped quite a bit of systems. And I would agree. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've used Formula Mod, but I've used Easy DIY and Asia Horse for sure. The Coalition Gaming, Chris says Easy DIY Fab and Asia Horse are also his go-tos. So yeah, if you pick one of those, you should be good. Chris isn't home. Remote a PC and play via that. Okay, so Matthew Ratliff, hopefully I said your last name right. We got 2 pictures. We got some American Eagle statues going inside here, and we got 2 pictures of the build. Okay, so what do we have here? Whoa, what's going on with the front here? Wait. Okay, Matthew, I think your PC needs a little bit of a dusting. We do have some dust here. I don't want to grow you too hard, but yeah, what's in your system? What are the specs? We see the pictures, but I would love to know what is sitting underneath this cooler and this graphics card. If I had to guess, I would guess it's 2000 series, maybe like a 2060 or 2070, but it's kind of hard to tell. This SSD. So I see, if you look here, let me get this image link so we can zoom in better. But if we take a look down here, I think what I'm seeing down here is already some SSDs or hard drives or something going on down here. So I would just move this SSD. It looks like it's hanging here in a kind of awkward position anyways. I would probably move this just out of the way and clean up the chamber a little bit more. But is this Eagle looks like it's almost being like a sag bracket for your graphics card. But you do have the Patriot Vipers filling up all the DIMM slots for the RAM. And then 3 intake, 1 exhaust. And then this is probably 2 exhausts in a 240mm probably radiator. Wait, Chris, are you still at work? What are you doing? Juicifer says, I do that, but with 60 no videos. The true fan. I guess Drew is going goblin mode, watching all my videos. Thanks for the submission, though. Yeah, and the chamber. Let's see. $2060 gaming or a gaming Z. I have the same card for other build. Okay, yeah. I thought it looked. I did not see any 30 series cards come with this. Okay, so let's go back. And we have a PC part picker list next. You won't remember, but I sent you in a submission 3 weeks ago with the Ryzen 5700X. I want to see if this is better. So this is the best. I remember I don't remember the exact submission, of course, but I remember you submitting something. Okay, we have a 12600KF deep cool. See, man, I've just never been a fan of the i5 12, like the 600K, just because this one is $90 more than a 12400. But let's look at the rest of it. We got this cooler for $40. What is so special about this deep cool cooler? It's not even 2-fan. Isn't this just a 4 heat pipe? Pretty much performs on par with every other $25 to $30 cooler. It does look pretty sleek though. I would have to look into it more. But if you're going for the looks, then yeah, that's fine. 40 isn't the end of the world for a cooler. But if you're looking to really cut costs at all, I would look at comparisons. I'm sure most of the people who got their hands on this for like day one reviews, they would have put this next to like a Hyper 212. And then you use the Hyper 212 as a reference for all the other cheap Amazon coolers. But okay, that's fine. You got a B660 motherboard. So why are you buying a C? If you're sticking with the B660 motherboard, honestly, I would say cut this down by $90. Get yourself a 12400. Because this combo is not making sense to me. But your RAM is fine. 500GB SSD. It's because you're going for a Samsung 970 EVO Plus. You can get 1TB SSDs of that aren't Samsung for this price. So, I guess chat. What are your thoughts on like an $80 500GB SSD because it's Samsung? So this one's under $1,000, but the graphics card we have is a $250 3050. Yeah, if you have a 3050 in here, unless you really, I don't know many use cases where you would want this as opposed to just going up all the way to a 12700. I would say for a 3050, a way better choice. Save yourself more money. You don't have to spend your full budget. Like save it and pocket it and maybe get a 1TB SSD instead. But let's see. Montech Air case you already have, looks like, and then the Enermax. You also don't need an 850 watts power supply. Are you in the chat right now? Yeah, because I see 3 things that I would suggest to change in this build. Get a cheaper power supply. For these specs, you could honestly be okay with like a 550, 600 watt max. And you can get B tier ones for 60 bucks. This is US PC part picker, yeah. Graphics card is fine. So SSD, power supply, and then the CPU, unless you really need this. Yeah, so hopefully that helps. You could get a cheaper motherboard too, because 160 for a B660, what's the cheapest one? Probably in the 120, 130 range. And I mean, honestly, VRMs aren't going to be a huge deal when it comes to like these lower power CPUs. So you could save some money on the motherboard too. Even like Wi-Fi ones, I'm pretty sure there are some B660s for like 140. But so that means the 160 isn't too bad, I guess. Yeah, just 12th gen motherboards still are carrying somewhat of a premium, so it's kind of hard to make any suggestions otherwise. But other than that, you're still coming in under 1,000, so that's always nice to see. Hey, what's up, Trey Parker? You wanted the 12600KF for the E cores. Okay, then you could also just get this 12600. There's an F version, right? Let's see how much that costs. 12600F. Is there only a KF variant? Oh, what if you just picked a 12600? Are these priced like really stupid right now? I think they are. $277 on Amazon. On Newegg, or the MSRP is $240. Wow. You wanted the... Okay, how much is a 12700? I'm about to just recommend going up to a 12700 if you really want the E-cores. Oh, why are these priced so not what they should be? Did CPU prices just go up within the last couple of days since I last checked? I could have sworn $376 is what you pay for... oh, wait. Well, yeah, this is a 12700K. So, how much is a 12700 non-K? Are those just not available? Yeah, let's see if we, yeah, so here's a 340 for 12700. Does Newegg have a 12400F? Because yeah, I would say if you really want the E-cores and you don't want a i5 12400, pay the extra, what, from 260 to, where did it just go? To 312. I would say you could move the money that you had in your power supply, take 50 of those dollars, get this instead, and then get a 600 watt power supply, and you can still fit it within budget. And this is going to last you a long time. You're going to be upgrading your graphics card maybe multiple times while sitting on this 12700F. It's either this or the 12400. I cannot recommend the 12600K, unfortunately, especially with everything else you put in the system. But hopefully that helped. All right, Matt. And then we got Matthew Ratcliffe with another submission with the rest of the desk. But you still didn't give the specs. Nice, you got a mic on the boom arm and everything. Is this just for gaming, or are you like a streamer and stuff too, Matt? We got Kevin O'May. Hopefully I said that right. And then we got Igor 1980, and those will be the last two. Okay. So, just wanted to share my baby i7 11700K and EVGA 3070 for the Win 3 with the little panel with the let's see, usage. Is it temperatures and usage, or just, yeah, it looks like temperatures too. They have both temperatures and usage here with Harley Quinn. Wow, this is a very like bubblegum candy color scheme build. I like this a lot. Where, oh, this is like a inverted reverse build, right? I'm trying to orient myself here. So there's the AIO, yep. This is a very slick looking build, Igor. Thanks for sharing. This looks really cool. Did you paint this, by the way? You must have. EVGA does not make white for the Win cards. I like the way that the fans and everything are set up too. I've not used Unifans yet from Lee. Can you control each individual fan? Because, you know, a lot of times when you go into one ARGB header, you can only make them all have the same effect. But with the Lee ones, you can, like, do each individual fans. Is that right? Patrick says, greetings from Syracuse, New York. Greetings from a little bit north of Seattle, Washington. At any point buying an older GPU since new ones are coming down? N2 Tech, I don't understand your question. Yes, buying older GPUs is actually starting to become viable again. Is buying a used, yeah. Buying used processors on Amazon is usually pretty solid. I've bought numerous of them in the past with no problems. Amazon warehouse deals for like 10th gen is like the sweet spot right now. They're so cheap. Okay, and then we got Kevin. Nerd budget. Let's see. Canada Computers. Alright, so they want us to look as a pre-built. We got a $2,000 PC from Canada Computers and Electronics. It does have a 5700G, 8-core, 3070 Ti. Let me take a look at. So this is equivalent to a $1,500 system in the US. Okay. So we have a 1 terabyte SSD, 16 gigabytes of RAM. Everything else is pretty standard. So almost $1,600 CAD. And we do have to consider Canada doesn't have as good of prices as the US. So it's not a exact comparison. But what else is in this thing? Does it have the full specs? So it's an Armory brand. We have a computer type gaming. Okay, 5700G, 1600 air cooler, NVIDIA. Let's see. Yep. So they don't specify. There's got a 750 watt gold power supply, which doesn't say much. Nothing about the motherboard. Just specs wise, talking about a 3070 Ti, like a Ryzen 7, you know, 5000 series, 1 terabyte SSD, 16 gigabytes of RAM. That's about how much you would spend in the US, around $1,500 to $1,600. Mainly because of the graphics card. This thing is still going for what, like $700 here in the US, maybe a little bit more depending on the model. And then this processor is like a $300-ish processor. And then with their build fees and everything. So that doesn't seem like a horrible deal. Can you pick up this open box one though for $100 less? That would make it an even better deal. What was that person spamming? Oh, they kept on spamming about... I answered the 10700F question. But yeah, actually, Canada Computers and Electronics. Let's see their desktop computers, gaming desktop PCs. Let's see if we can find anything at the $2,000 price point or less. Ryzen 5 3600. Yep. Okay, older stuff. This one's almost the same price and it has a worse graphics card. 3060 Ti. Yeah, so just taking a quick look, nothing is really gonna beat that. This one costs more. It has the same processor. What? It has a 500 gigabyte SSD, which is smaller. Huh. Yeah, so the one that you linked actually was not too bad. Just based on everything else I'm seeing from Canada Computers. This one has a... Yeah, it's too expensive. Alright, I think that's gonna be it. Pretty chill stream today. I'm gonna spend the last 10 or so minutes just hanging out with chat, drinking some water, thinking about what I'm gonna eat for dinner, because I don't think we left anything out, so it might be leftovers again. Alright, and then yeah, answering any other questions left in the chat. We got let's see, $1,200 PC? No. You are not gonna find a $1,200 pre-built PC anywhere in the United States that has a 3070 Ti in it and a current gen Ryzen, even though it's an APU. There's no way. If you deal hunt, you might... I don't know if you can even build one like that unless you skimp out on some of the other parts. But yeah, fitting a 3070 Ti into a $1,200 system, that I don't think that's realistic. And that's not something realistic for a lot of people out there. Like for the extreme deal hunters, yeah, I would say so, but... But dinner time now. What's for dinner, Chris? Go to the pre-built categories? Okay, I'll go back to it while we just chill here. So you're saying to go to desktops. I mean, we can filter, right? By, okay, why is this not even clicking anymore? This website's breaking down on me. We're not, I don't think we're gonna find a system with that specs for $1,200. I can't even click on this for some reason now. It's broken. Great. The 5700G is $270 on Newegg right now. Yeah. So that with a with a 3070 Ti alone, and that's in the US. That alone is already around $1,000. Let's see what they're going for right now on Newegg. Genre says, I need to make dinner. I have leftover burger meat and mashed potatoes, so I think that's where I'm going tonight. Nice. So the cheapest 3070 Ti, and I think Newegg, I'm pretty sure Newegg has the lowest price. It's $700 exactly for a couple of the, few of the models, actually. 3 different models. Nice. Let's look what Amazon has. I've never really looked to Amazon for graphics cards, but we'll just look today. $770, huh? Sort by low to high, and then you're gonna give me all this other garbage I don't care about, like these scam free. Oh my goodness, all these scams for these mystery box graphics cards. I have to put a minimum of like 600 or 500 because it's not realistic otherwise. And Amazon still, because I'm sorting by lowest, doesn't. Amazon has so many products that it is annoying to actually try to look through and sort by lowest price. Computer graphics cards. And then you get all these ones with no prices on it. And I can't sort specifically by it. Oh, you're killing me, Amazon. You are literally killing me because I've set the lower limit to $600 and I still don't see a 3070 on this page. Oh, here's a 3070 here. Okay. But there's no 3070 Ti's. Because they're going to be at least $700 bucks. Those aren't scams. I got a 4090 Ti in one. I know, right? The cheapest 3070 on Amazon is this PNY Accelerate for $750. Yeah, so Newegg's the place to go for the lower prices. But yeah, that other build, I mean, if we're looking at $1,600-ish, I don't think Canada Computers is going to have anything better. And I can't even check, unfortunately. Me clicking here, I'm clicking. It's doing nothing. Star 5328. There isn't really overclocking headroom on K chips anymore anyways. Yeah, to be honest. Oh, last poll of the day. Alright, do you overclock your CPU right now? I feel like this overclocking, it gives pretty minimal gains, and I don't know if it was like forums or Reddit or even YouTubers that like perpetuate this thing where like if you don't overclock, you're not a real PC enthusiast or something like that. But I think for most people, overclocking is not even necessary. Even like I paid for this performance, I'm going to get all my performance. Really? You paid for the performance? You also paid an extra amount for that gigantic cooler you had to stick on it so you could overclock. Why not just buy the next, SKU item up? I overclock just because sometimes it's fun to like tinker around with, and then in the videos, like if I'm really trying to crank out like higher FPS to show in a video or something, I'll do it. But honestly, it's a lot of the times I feel like it's not worth the hassle unless it is your hobby and you just enjoy doing it. But yeah, I think most people would be fine with locked processors. Did the poll not run? Poll, what are you doing? I think they're gonna run. No poll. No poll at all. Overclocking was more valuable like 5 to 10 years ago. Yeah, all the smart boosting technologies and stuff that they've been doing, it's pretty good stuff. So we have most people saying no right now. Yeah, other than setting the RAM to its XMP, I do not count as like really overclocking. Even though you could argue, like, how much gains do you really see there as well? It really depends on what you're doing or what you're playing. But yeah, I mean, I don't count that as overclocking because you don't do anything except go in and just enable a profile. Now, if there was that kind of overclocking for a CPU, which I guess you can say, like, PBO is kind of like that. For a graphics card, is there anything like that where you can just, like, turn on overclocking profile 1? But yeah, if it was that, then I don't really consider that overclocking. I'm talking about like actually going in and either messing with multipliers, clock speeds, and if you have to like touch voltages and stuff like that. Yeah, actual clocking, if there's a term for it. Yeah, actually getting to the rated speeds that the RAM was binned for. Genre says, I got another little OC on my RAM, and I got my 5600X to another 150 megahertz, if I recall correctly. It's been a while since I did it, and I haven't touched it since. You got your RAM to 3466 from my 3200 megahertz kit on the same CL, mostly so I could get faster and match my CPU's F clock to match. What did you run for the stability verification and stuff like that, Shaner? I've barely ever touched like actual RAM overclocking aside from enabling XMP, and it's tough. I'm just not patient enough to go deal with all the crashes and the restarting, because with the graphics card, when you overclock, if something goes wrong, the worst case scenario is the screen blacks out and then the PC comes back. It doesn't fully restart. But when your CPU or RAM overclocking goes wrong, it's a full reboot, and sometimes it's also a stuck, like, not fully booting through, like boot looping. And dude, I'm not dealing with the resetting CMOS and all that stuff every single time just to get a stable clock. Yeah, I don't have enough time in the world to have the patience for that, unfortunately. 5-Strike and use Windows mem test. Okay, and the system's been stable? Yeah. How long did it take you to get a stable clock, though? Did you follow a guide based on that kit at all, or did you just kind of, randomly mess with numbers a little bit until you got it stable? Because, yeah, the one time I tried to, like, do RAM overclocking, I was like, nope, not doing it ever again. The best YouTube says, I have a PC with a GT 1030 DDR4, very sad I know, but it does what I need to do. I have a 960, but it does not fit into my pre-built case. You could take the motherboard out and just have it sitting there as an open test bench system, because a 960, actually I don't know off the top of my head, a 960 versus a 1030 DDR4 version. Yeah, unless I'm paid to do it like Gamers Nexus or somebody, I'm leaving it alone. Yeah, I would kind of agree with that. In a lot of my past build videos, I used to overclock usually. And I guess I still do a little bit, but the overclocks that I apply is usually overclocks that everybody can achieve. It's not the ones that's pushing where like it relies on good silicon or like increasing voltage. It's usually pretty mild, so it's usually stuff that Boost will be able to like get really close to anyways. Drebler Gaming says, DefTech's Apex game crashed 3 times when we played because of overclocks. I just want to play, man. Don't want to deal with that. Yeah, so we were playing with DefTech from Jawa. It was his 6900 XT though that was crashing. It crashed twice during the game, and he recovered each time and came back into the game. But yeah, I just can't imagine just having to deal with that somewhat on a regular basis, or if I'm in the middle of an important project and the system crashes because of that and I didn't save after a certain amount of time. Yeah, not worth the risk. Yeah, you had to clear CMOS twice when you're doing it. You did follow a guide, had my friend on the call. Honestly, he wanted me to overclock it more than you did. It took about 3 hours, but we were joking around. Yeah, I think it's that resetting the CMOS is where my impatience. Like, if it just rebooted and didn't boot loop and just like went back into Windows, I might have more of a patience for it. But the fact that I have to remove the CMOS battery and then try to drain the rest of the system of it and wait however many seconds in between each time for each stability crash, oh, I can't. But more props to anyone who can have the patience to do that. Gaming laptops will be the next meta. They are getting impressive. Oh, I wanted to look at some stuff like, because what was it, Gigabyte and both Gigabyte and MSI, they announced their PC cases that all the wires run through the back, so you don't see any wires on the front. That was pretty cool. I wanted to actually take a look at that on stream and talk to you all about it, but we got carried away with Reddit and other stuff. What else? And then laptops. Corsair is releasing their technically official first laptop, even though they own what's the other company that they own? They already own another company as like a sister company, but now this is gonna be a Corsair branded laptop because you just mentioned laptop. And it's gonna have their like a Steam Deck integrated into it, which is pretty cool. But I'm very curious how many people out there actually even stream to like an audience that care about a Stream Deck. So that's pretty cool though. That Corsair's getting into the laptop game. Corsair, you know, they are pretty premium, so you best bet their laptop's gonna carry a premium. It did boot into Windows a couple of times at 2133. Nice. Yeah. I think my PC actually performs slower after messing around with the settings and it can't go back to what it used to be. That's interesting. Did you pull up there's usually like a load all default settings, and then you can also reset your CMOS too. To run slower after messing with the settings, I'm curious what happened. The only thing is, unless you set some kind of overclock that's lower than what auto boosting would have done, I don't know what else you could have done. Workout stream, let's go. I don't know how interested people will be in a workout stream, and if I did it, I would have to do like a body weight one, unless I set up the camera in the garage. But I'd be down for that. Then we could all work out. Everyone watching the stream can also do workouts too. We could do like push-ups, crunches, sit-ups, stuff that everyone can do at home. KL130 says, I'm a fan of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I'm starting to lean that way more like these days. Just, you only have so much time, especially as like you get older too. There's other responsibilities that get in the way in your life, so you can only have so much time to mess with stuff. Just mess with what's important and then move on. because you can actually break it while fixing it if it ain't broken. That's true. Yeah, I'm pretty sure some people have ruined their CPUs running at too high of voltages, or bricking their motherboards because of doing something, usually from BIOS updates. But yeah, okay, we are 20 minutes past 7 p.m. my local time. This is a fun chill stream. Thank you everyone for coming, for hanging out, chilling in chat. This week's video is actually going to be a fully sponsored video, so I'm curious what the reception on this is going to be like. This was a fun one, and I'll talk about it more afterwards just because I don't want to say anything before it's released. But let me bring out the membership shout out again just as we end the stream. Hope you all have a great rest of your week and a great upcoming weekend. For people who are in the States, some people, your jobs or your schools might be giving you Memorial Day off. So for those who observe that, hope you have a good holiday weekend. For some people it's 3 days, some people it's 4-day weekends, depending on how they set up their PTO. But yeah, hope everyone has a great rest of the week. Thanks for chilling as always, and I will see you in hopefully the comments of this weekend's video as well as next week in next week's stream. Take care everyone, and thanks again to all the mods, of course, for being here, hanging out, and keeping chat clean. Bye bye.